What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV. I'm your girl, Lady T. And tonight we are talking love and hip hop New York, y'all. So let's get into it. Oh my freaking goodness. I can't. Man, I got so much pent up inside of me about this episode. And I'm almost mad that I gotta go through the irrelevance shit. Because, oh my goodness. Anyway, y'all, let's get into it. So, the episode starts off with Yandy meeting up with her pud, Kimbella, because she wants to talk to Kimbella about Mendeecees. And that situation, about how he lied about rushing Amir to the hospital. It seems like I don't care. I do. But I'm just so sick and tired. Like, we've been dealing with this shit for 3 episodes. And I'm like, really? Come on now. Y'all, I know y'all manufactured y'all storyline, but y'all dragging this shit out. So anyway, she tells Kimbella what's been going on. And Kimbella is like, wow. So you disrespected him at his job. And he in turn disrespected you. And maybe you just need to go ahead and apologize. And you know, Yandy wasn't hearing that. She was hoping that Kimbella would be on her side. But you know how friends are. True friends will tell you when you're right and when you're wrong. And in Kimbella's eyes, you know, Yandy could apologize to Mendeecees. And I get it because she does, you know, tend to put her, not necessarily her kids in front of her career, because that's never the case, but her business is definitely a priority. And he's just like, hey, I know that's a priority, but you got other things to take priority. And I think that's why Kimbella was like, look, you know, he was trying to prove a point, and you went up there popping off at the studio, so he was wrong, but meet him halfway and go ahead and apologize. Then we got, hold on. We got Diamond. She is talking to Marge. Marge, I guess she gonna be the Deb Abney of the New York franchise, because that's what she give me. She give me Deb Abney tease. Anyway, so Marge was the girl that Diamond was living with when she came down there to be with Cisco, and Cisco was like, bitch, you can't stay with me. So, anyway, she's talking to Marge, and she's basically telling her what happened when, you know, she was missing Cisco, wrote him the letter, and what happened when she met up with Rich after Cisco was just like, basically, no, I don't want to fuck with her. And, you know, she's just basically saying, I don't know. Something happened when I sat down and talked to Rich. I don't know. I think I got a little crush on him. And Marge told her right. Again, another good friend. She told her, look, you know you ain't right. And you know what this is. This ain't nothing but a rebound. And you need to watch your step, because you basically gonna put yourself in some shit over a rebound. And she is right. Like, what the fuck are you throwing yourself at his boy for? That makes you look like a thirsty ass spot. And I know what this is. Number one, you ready to do any and everything for TV and for camera time. And then number two, yeah, you probably did feel some type of way about Cisco. And the fact that he just paying you dust, you want to hurt his ass. That's all it is. It's revenge. Because Rich is not all that. He look like a freaking pervert. So, whatever. All of a sudden got a crush on Rich. Miss me with that shit. Anyway, so Rich meets up with Tara because Tara is getting ready to have a launch party for her new business. It's an etiquette business. I think it's T. Wallace World. Yeah, it's called T. Wallace World. And she's getting ready to launch this new business venture where she provides etiquette to, you know, artists and up and coming artists. Basically, you know, teaching them how they would deal with the media and things of that nature. Good idea. It's definitely needed, but I don't know if she's the one to do it. But hey, get it how you live. So anyway, she is talking to Rich, and Rich is like, he's all for it. He's going to help her put together the launch party. And he said, you know what? Matter of fact, I got somebody for you. It's this artist I'm working with. She amazing. She play like 6 instruments. She sings. She rap. But she a hothead. And I think she could benefit from some of your training. Her name is Johnny Blaze. And coincidentally, here Johnny Blaze come up. And I'm just like, this should be so staged. It's ridiculous. So anyway, Johnny Blaze sits down and they have a good talk, Basically, they get familiar with each other and the vibe is cool. And, Tara says, your first thing I need you to do is stay off social media. I think she said for like a week. And Johnny, she's open to it. She wants to get to the next level. Johnny knows that she's a hothead. She tells Tara, I'm a hothead because I've been through shit and I always had to be hard. I always had to protect myself because of the shit that I've been through. And she knows that, but she doesn't want what she's been through to, put her, get in the way of what she can do. Because Johnny is talented and she don't want to let her anger and any other issue get away of what could be a really good career. So, she's all down for it. So, I'm with it. Hold on, y'all. So, anyway. So, then we got Peter and Mendeecees. They talking to these young men that are at a community college. And when I tell y'all they were in this gymnasium and it was like 10 men there, like for real, just 10? Like I'm not exaggerating, y'all. Like it was like a handful of them there. And I'm like, wow, y'all really that irrelevant, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, everything is freaking staged. I'm pretty sure they let it be known around the school that we gonna have 2 dudes from Love and Hip Hop coming here and talk to y'all, and only 10 people showed up. Anyway, Peter was talking to them about guns and how you don't want to get caught up carrying a gun, because not only do it affect your life, but it can affect the other person's life. And, Mendeecees comes there and he adds on to it. Like, when you carry a gun, you just ain't, putting the person's life in danger. You put your own life in danger. And it was real cool. They really seemed to listen to what Peter and Mendeecees had to say. Anyway, after they speak to the dudes or whatever, they, go off and they talk about their issues. Like every episode I'm noticing with Love and Hip Hop New York, 1, is always going to be a fight that break out in every episode. 2, it's always going to be some like waiting to exhale bromance moment. So anyway, they talking and Mendeecees telling Peter about how Yandy ain't been talking to him for like 6 days and she's still really pissed off about, about the whole Amir being in the hospital situation. And Peter actually surprisingly gives him some good advice. He's like, man, you need to go ahead and apologize because you was wrong for that. And he was like, yeah, I know my wrong was up here, but what about her wrong? And he was like, yeah, she was wrong too, but go ahead, be the bigger person, apologize. And I'm sure she'll apologize too. And he seems to be open to that. So he's like, maybe I should apologize. And while they're talking about Mendeecees' situation, Peter opens up about his situation with Amina. He said, I went to Germany to basically try to get her back, but she wasn't having that. She basically paying me for dust and I don't know what to do. And Mendeecees asked, is she back? He was like, yeah, she back, but, she ain't let me in the house. We didn't come back together, none of that. So she basically ain't fucking with me right now. And my thing about that is, why would she, Peter? Why don't you understand that you's a fucking idiot? It would be so much simpler if you realize that you just a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot with no money, too. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see any redeeming qualities. Like, You putting these two women through all this shit, and what did you get them besides dick? Like, in the beginning, you was staying with Tara. That was Tara's place. She was working, paying the bills. And then when you married Amina, like, you wouldn't have stayed with her. Like, what did you bring to the table besides a hard dick? I don't know. So I'm just through with that. Like, you don't have no redeeming qualities. And I'm so glad that they starting to realize that. Because it's really like a shame, Peter. Like, you need to get your mind right. So anyway, so after that, we get to this fuckery, y'all. Like, this is where I can't help it. This is where I'm like so pissed off. Okay, so Rich is meeting with Diamond. Why? Because this bitch keep texting him and he like, damn, I'm trying to be a good boy. You know, my man Cisco said he don't want me fucking with her. And I'ma respect that. So I've been trying to stay away from her because I don't know what the fuck to say to her, but she keep texting me. So he decides to meet up with her. And this bitch, oh my God, y'all, she made my fucking head hurt so fucking bad. Oh my God. Hold on. Before I get into this story, because it was a whole bunch of mess. Okay. So they sit down or whatever. And what's going on is he tells her, like, look, I spoke to Cisco and he ain't feeling us communicating or whatever. And she like, so what? So what, he your daddy now? You gonna let him tell you what to do? And he was like, no, it ain't like that. He's trying to explain to this dumb hoe that, look, I'm a jerk. I fuck any and everything, but I do respect the guy code. Like, you know, don't get it twisted. I fucks everything, but I'm respecting the guy code, and he don't want us talking. And she gets all turned up. Well, then fuck it then. Don't fuck with me at all. Don't call me. Don't say shit to me. Don't even act like you know me in the streets. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't even nobody to fucking know. Like, oh my God, she just automatically just turned up because he was like, he can't really be dealing with her on that level. Like, oh my God, I wish you would go the fuck home and stop tasting dicks. Like, this show ain't been on that long and you done had like 3 different dicks up in you. Rock, Cisco, and now Rich. What the fuck? Like, you's a thirsty thought. And I can't fucking deal with you. And you know what? She really makes my blood boil. I can't with her. I can't with her because, like I said, she chased after this dick and she wasn't even fucking invited. And then when Cisco was like, look, I can't fuck with you. I didn't invite you here. And on top of that, you lied to me about how you had the damn kid. Said it's a fucking puppy. I can't deal. And on top of that shit, I done lied to. I done had a baby while we was fucking together. So it's just all fucking bad. So let's just leave the shit alone. And then on top of that, you know, you did some sneaky shit going through my phone. So let's just be done. So, if that wasn't enough, she fucked Rock, and she said claim she didn't, but she did. And now she all up on Rich ass. Thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. So, anyway, you know, she saying all this shit like, well, don't fuck with me then. And he was like, man, it ain't like that. She was like, so what the fuck do you want? And he was like, I want to go in the bathroom and just basically fuck your brains out. She was like, well, let's go then. Thirsty, nasty asshole. I can't even blame Rich because people only do what you allow them to do. And Rich, you are a creep. You fucking in everything. I'm not saying that you don't have your own issues, and I question your decisions as well. But that bitch was just throwing you the pussy. Shoot, if I was a dude, I probably would have fucked her. She just throwing the pussy. Like, ugh. And so they go in there and they screw or whatever. And I'm just like, really? Like, how nasty can you be? Like, ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. I just couldn't do it. So anyway, after that disgusting scene, we got Tara and Amina. They scheduled a play date with the kids, and I'm kind of liking the fact that the siblings are getting to know each other or whatever. And so they sit down while the kids playing, and Amina tells Tara, like, look, I went to Germany because I need to clear my head. I need to see my family, and I just need to get away from Peter. And he followed me down there, and I just told him I just need to be away from him for a while. And Tara, she's trying to listen, because she's trying to come to, how can I say this? She's trying to come to She's trying to, excuse me. Anyway, she's trying to come to the realization that, hey, this is not all on Amina. This nigga Peter, he screws in and everything, so I just can't put the blame on her. So she's trying to show some form of support. And she tells her, like, look, at least you realize this before you spent a decade with him. So now you just need to basically just stand your ground. If this ain't what you want, then just stand your ground and don't fall for his bullshit. And I was there for when Tara told her that. Anyway, then we get to Rashida Ali's event. Now, for this bitch not to be on the show, she on there all the motherfucking time. But however the case, she was having an event, and of course, Rich comes there, and he's there, and Diamond with her thirsty ass, she shows up, and she's having a drink, she's sitting with Rich, and Rich is like, whatever, I ain't tripping, she want to hang out, it is what it is, he could care less, but whatever. He getting his drink on, he don't give a fuck. So anyway, he's sitting there, they talking, and Rashida comes up, and she's like, hello, just all like mean mugging Rashida, and Rashida was like, hold on, like, what's up with this? And she was like, oh, he my boo, this me right here talking about Rich. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. She was like, okay, I got you. She was like, keep acting that way. He like him crazy. She laughed it off and she keep it moving. Then Sin comes in there and she gives, Sin the same attitude. And Sin was like, what? She was like, please, you don't got to worry about me. And she was like, oh, I'm starting to get that vibe from you. I'm just letting everybody know if anybody fucks with him, I'ma fuck them up. It's like, who are you? All of a sudden, you want to be this nigga's bitch? Like, for real, he ain't even claiming you. He looking at you like you crazy. Matter of fact, while she talking and ranting and raving how she'll fuck a bitch up over Rich, Sin is looking at Rich like, is she crazy? What's wrong with her? And I'm thinking the same thing, watching this, like, what is wrong with you? Why you on not even 10? Why you on 1,000? Like, take your ass home. Like, ugh. So anyway, after that, Yandy has dinner with Mendeecees, and basically they apologize to each other because they both realized that they were in the wrong. Yandy's thing is like, look, don't play with me about our kids. And Mendeecees is like, I understand that, but you gotta understand that. I understand you run businesses, but you gotta have some sense of priority. Like, they a priority too, and you gotta do what you need to do. I'm trying to run a business too, and everything can't be on me. And this is my thing. What Mendeecees needs to understand is that, yeah, I understand where you coming from, how she needs to be more cognizant, with the family. But she is working. Like I said, she holds shit down. Like she told you, shoot, if you don't want me to work, gladly I'll be a single mama. You handle all these damn bills. And he was like, why I gotta do all that? So you want her to be fucking superwoman. Like, he expects her to be at home with the kids, work, and do all that other shit. She can't do it all without no help. And that's all she's saying. And I need you to realize that. Now, Mendeecees, I fucks with you. But I need you to understand that she can't do it all by her damn self. She can't be mommy. She can't bring, money in and just do everything right every dang on time. So anyway, they make up, and it's cute. I think they'll have a better understanding. They just both need to just be more cognizant. She needs to be more cognizant of her priorities, and he needs to understand that she's not Superwoman. Anyway, so then we move on to Peter and Amina. They're at the studio, and this is some fuckery right here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So here's the fuckery right here. So they in the studio, and basically Amina tells Peter, like, look, I'm going to need you to get the rest of your shit out. I just need some space. I need some space from you because I need to see where we go from here. If this even worth working out. And he was like, what? Oh, you don't want me back home? Well, you know what that means, right? You sending me back out there. And she's like, what are you talking about? He was like, if you sending me back out there, I'm single. So basically, you want to play emotional blackmail with her. You know she still love you, and your dumb ass playing emotional blackmail with that. If you don't take me back, I'ma fuck the next bitch. And I'm glad she didn't fall for that. Even though she was crying and she was hurt, she was like, well, if that's what you gotta do is tell me that you go be with somebody else, then okay. And I'm glad she said that, even though she was clearly hurt. She gotta stand her ground somewhere. And him just holding that shit over her head ain't cutting it. Peter, you're fucking disgusting. I can't deal with that. Like, you sitting around here messing over these women, and then you want to throw it back on them like it's their fault. Like, they supposed to just accept any and everything that you throw at them. And if they don't, then that just gives you permission to do what you want to do. No. If you're serious about really working it out, then you would do whatever it takes. And that means keeping your dick in your pants. Anyway, so she leaves the studio and basically tells him, look, just come get your stuff. I need you out. So after that, Yandy is in her office and Kimbella shows up. She tells Kimbella, like, look, hey, I'm about to fire Remy because she is just being out of place. You know, she's all in me and Medici's business, and I'm just tired of it. And supposedly Kimbella's tired of her too, because she's been basically showing stalker's tendencies to her too. And so Kimbella was told by Yandy just to sit back or whatever and don't say nothing. So when Remy comes in, Yandy tries to be professional, like, hey, look, what you've been doing lately has been inappropriate and your services are no longer needed. She was like, well, I'm still employed because you might be my boss's fiance, but you're not my boss, so I'm still employed. And, you know, all of a sudden, Kimbella gets up because old girl's like, what, you sending me to the dog pound? Because I guess she saw Kimbella like mean mugging her. She says, oh, what, you sending me to the dog pound? Kimbella jumped up and was about to tap that ass. But of course security was there. They always pop out of nowhere. You know, they be on deck. So anyway, she gets out the office or whatever. Look, this whole thing with Remy and Yandy, look, I ain't even gonna put no more energy into that because we know it's just for the show. We know y'all really friends, and I'm not even gonna dignify this shit with a response. Anyway, so let's get to Tara's launch party. Everybody's there. You know, you got Rich, Johnny, Chrissy, Rashida. So they all there or whatever. He comes in with Rashida because, you know, she's part of Tara's new company, you know. Tara's gonna take her under her, you know, under her wing or whatever. So he comes there with her. Everything is all cool. And he goes to the bar with, let's see, Johnny Blaze. No, sorry, not Johnny Blaze. Chrissy and Rashida. Or whatever. And they at the bar and they laughing about how Diamond was acting. And basically, they like, nigga, you done stepped in it now. You done got this crazy girl all over you. This is your fault. And it's Cisco's girl. Like, nigga, what was you thinking? It was like, man, you done got yourself into some shit. And soon as they say that, who pops up? Diamond with her thirsty ass again. She just wants to show up. I don't know why. Look, he don't want you. First of all, you came out here with a nigga that didn't invite you. Now you chasing this nigga that don't even want you. I can't deal. So anyway, she gets to the bar and Johnny Blaze is there, because they doing a toast to, her just trying to focus on her career and trying to turn over a new leaf. And here come Diamond, mean mugging Johnny. And she was like, hello. She's like, hello. And all of a sudden, Rich is like, what you doing here? And she was like, well, I just came, to support and be with you or whatever. And, Johnny is like, what's all this? And she was like, don't ask what's all this. This is my man. And she was like, girl, don't get all up in my face. And all of a sudden, they just start fighting. Like I said, it's always a fight that ends the show. So basically, Johnny Blaze got a hold to old girl Diamond's weave and we'll let that shit go. We got security on deck, like I said before. They finally break up the fight. And now Diamond mad, like, you had me walk up into this shit? No, you shouldn't have came. You should not have came. Even though I do think the producers probably told you had to come up in there. But bitch, when you saw he was talking to some other bitches, you should just let that shit go. Whatever y'all did in that bathroom was not fucking serious. It was not for real. Stop trying to make that nigga your man. Anyway, y'all, that's the episode. Until next time, y'all, peace and love.